My name is Julianna, and I'm in mining engineering in my 4th year. Thinking about the past year and reflecting on what I've learned, I would say that some of the biggest things was that I got a lot of experiences in terms of conferences, and I got to meet a lot of cool people, both in terms of like mentorship when I talked to a bunch of first years, as well as talking to people in the industry and kind of seeing where my career is going to go. It was really interesting kind of seeing where other people have gone and whether or not I kind of want to follow that path or go my own route. It was really rewarding doing a lot of mentorship this year. I kind of tend to do it every single year with 1 or 2 first years. So I talk to them during the first week of school. I get to know them. Usually they're like a little shy. And it's really nice to see them learn and grow and try and fail and try again and get on the right path at the end of the day. And yeah, those are like one of the most rewarding experiences for me, because I've had mentors and I've seen them graduate this year and last year and all the years before. And I hope that the people I've been mentoring will get to see me graduate in a while. So back when I was in grade 11 and 12 and kind of looking at different universities, some of the things I was looking at was like the male-female ratio of women to men in engineering. And so I visited all these schools across Canada, and when I came to UBC, I was super impressed because when I was talking to the tour guide and they were showing off all the engineering buildings, they were telling me that they had all these initiatives going for like women in engineering and doing all these outreach programs to different schools across BC to try and encourage STEM fields and making sure that it was an option that people were considering when they were choosing different universities, and that was really encouraging to me. And yeah, like the ratio of like women to men was a lot higher than what I had seen in other smaller schools. So I felt like less afraid of like being like the only woman in a class, which has never happened to me. And I'm in classes that have like anywhere from 200 people to like 15 people in like my upper year, 4th year courses. Yeah, and it's been actually like a really good experience being a woman in engineering, because I've gotten to have like these really close relationships with women across different departments. I've gotten to have, or I've spoken to a bunch of women who have been really successful in the mining industry, as well as just being in engineering in general, and I hope to be as motivating as them someday. So I have a couple professors who are women and who have had many years inside the mining industry, and they like to talk about their experiences as being a woman in engineering. So for example, I have this one prof who teaches open pit mine design, and she talks about her time down in South Africa where she was at a diamond mine, and so she was in charge of a whole bunch of labor workers, and she's like this really small, really like tough woman who's like 5'2" and just ready to fight, and she's like really strong, and she talks about like all of her struggles with actually like getting people under control, and it's encouraging to hear someone overcoming this kind of adversity. Engineering can't be done alone. It's really important to make friends, and when you're working on assignments, try and get their views on like different concepts, because chances are they know a concept like slightly different to the way that you do, and it'll give you a better understanding. Also, if you're like helping your friends understand a concept, or they're helping you, it's a much better exchange than looking at the same 10 words in a textbook over and over again, hoping to understand it, because you won't. Sometimes electromagnetism is just hard. If I could go back in time to talking to myself in high school and give her some pieces of advice, I would probably tell her that it's okay to be wrong, and that it's important to learn from your failure, and also make sure to ask questions during all of your classes, because if you have a question, chances are everyone else also is confused about it. And even if they're not, at least you learned. It's important to make sure that you're learning and not just pretending to learn. One thing to remember is that everyone coming into UBC Engineering was probably the top of their class. So chances are you're not going to be the top of UBC Engineering, and it's okay to be average. And you're around a whole bunch of smart people, so make sure you use them.